I think that I watched obviously the United game yesterday at lunchtime. That was a game that swung back and forwards, a game where you're thinking that Manchester United can go into second. They're winning, you think manage and control the game, and all of a sudden Tottenham go and score 2 goals, and you think it's euphoria for them. And you're thinking then at the end of the game for United, it's a good point, and for Tottenham, they'll be disappointed that they've sort of given away that last-minute goal. But yeah, I think that both of those clubs, United and Tottenham, will just be a little bit. I mean, look, it's been a good month for United. You know, United started this month by obviously beating Liverpool after the last international break, and they've got 8 points out of their 4 Premier League games, which, if you just said to me, Liverpool away, Forest away, Brighton at home and Tottenham away, and I said 8 points is a great result. But because they got 6 in the first 2, there's an element of thinking, well, if they just got another 2 or 3 points, they'd be right up there at this moment in time with second. But I think United should really be looking, and Tottenham, if they can get it right, you know, more United really with the fact they're not in Europe. I think it's tougher for Tottenham with the fact that they've got the European games. But for United, they really should be thinking around top 4. They really should, because there's no one grabbing it at this moment. You look at Chelsea, you know, they're sort of obviously up there at the moment, and you've got Tottenham who don't look sure, Liverpool are not sure. It's there for the taking, and so it's about consistency now. You know, after this international break, I always think this is the sort of biggest frustration, these 3 international breaks that we have. And then I think to myself, you've got then 2 or 3 months of lots of sort of games, the winter slog, if you like. This is what, you know, it'll sort the teams out, sort everybody out over the winter period, and you come out of January, and then you start to see where really everybody is. But there's a good opportunity for United. Bournemouth have lost today. I think Forest have picked up. That's decent win for Forest. They've picked up 4 points in 2 games, so it's starting to equalise itself out. It's starting to work itself out. But interestingly, I think today the big story obviously is Pep Guardiola's 1000th game, and that City are within 4 points of Arsenal, and they've dominated, the champions. And you know, Arne Slot's here doing his interview now, and I think he'll be very worried tonight.
It's actually, they resume with the North London derby against Spurs, your former club who played your other one in North London. Tottenham, first of all, 1 home win under Thomas Frank in the league. The natives are getting a little bit frustrated at home. They've got the best away record, but the type of football they want to see at home.
Yeah, and the thing is with that run, Steve, it went into last season as well, so it's almost...
Well, yeah, if you include last season, they've lost more home league games than any other Premier League club.
Yeah, so it's almost like not a new issue. It's Thomas Frank's almost inherited that a little bit, and it's something they need to kind of flush out and get rid of, really, and be playing and looking forward to playing and having that atmosphere, a little bit like Sunderland, where they're playing at home and it's bouncing and it's the energy, positive energy. At the moment, Tottenham are finding it easier to play, or the results suggest to play, find it easier to play away from home with kind of the atmosphere and a little bit of kind of negativity that creeps in when they play at home for whatever reason. I think they're capable of doing it. They've got some really good players. They've got a terrific manager, in my opinion, and but they do need to do something about it, because you don't need that rumbling on for too long.
No. What about United? I know they were leading and then could have lost and then got a point, but they're 5 unbeaten in the Premier League, which obviously going to your day doesn't sound anything, but it's their best run since February 2024. Are there small shoots of recovery here for you?
Yeah, there's definitely shoots of recovery. I mean, the results and then going to Liverpool and the winning felt big. I put them in context with Tottenham, really, in terms of where they ended up last season in the league. They're a lot higher than that, and aspirations to finish a lot higher. So there's improvement in that respect. Is there enough improvement to be where you want to be? Now, of course, it's not, because you're chasing to be near the top, but I do like the new signings, in particular Cunha and Mbeumo. I think Mbeumo, I like him. He looks like he can cope with being at a big club and in a successful team. So there's definitely shoots and positive things. Just consistency is the key. You know, we talk about Arsenal and Liverpool and City.
They did improve as the game went on, Tottenham, Theo. Did Thomas Frank get his substitutions right?
Well, I don't think the Tottenham fans felt he got the substitutions right when he made them, to be honest. But what he did do was he created they were getting too predictable, I felt, Tottenham in the first half. And you can see here, first half compared to the second half, where all the players on the right-hand side, where actually Manchester United were very strong. And the big part for that was Odegaard. Odegaard was absolutely outstanding when he came on, a player who has to be able to take risks and play with that freedom and the energy. And that's what you have to do as a substitution. You need to be able to commit bodies. But what I like about him, he likes to put the ball in when you have space. He likes to change his game, and this is what I'm talking about, not being predictable. When you give players who are ball carriers in this amount of space, Manchester United start dropping. And Doggy was fantastic as well. All 3 substitutes who came on actually contributed. And just watch the finish, the spin. Gets a bit of luck with the deflection, however, it's the hard work that counts. Odegaard again outside on the isolating Ahmad, who I felt defensively struggled when Mazraoui actually went off the field. I felt Odegaard probably got hit into the game a lot more. And that created the corner, and Odegaard comes out, of course, more space, and just has to guide it in for Richarlison. But it's a fantastic, and it just shows trust the manager's process. I think that's one thing as fans, when you watch games, you're frustrated in the moment. However, look, they're there for a reason. Thomas Frank's a good manager. He knows exactly what he's doing, and he's made the right decision there. Having said that, on the flip side, not all of Manchester United's substitutions worked perfectly. Certainly one in particular, Alan.
Yeah, Šeško struggled again. I mean, he's only scored twice in his 12 appearances. And he came on today with just over half an hour to go and had 2 really, really good chances and should have scored, to be honest. They worked it really well, Man United, for him to get in there with a 1 and 2 touch, and that's a good ball in behind. Now, he's either got to get his shot away early or he's got to push that ball forward quicker. He's not going to get that amount of time in the Premier League to work it and try and get it back onto his right foot. This one's the bigger puzzle for me. I know he was struggling for confidence, but any centre-forward knows you cannot allow the centre half to come back at you. He's got to get across Van der Ven. So if Van der Ven's going to tackle him, he makes sure he fouls them. And and you should also, by that time, have a picture in your head of where the keeper is and what you are wanting to do. And I don't think he has a clue what he wants to do, because I don't think he even knows Van der Ven is